What's up? Welcome to Trackletics Live, the ultimate show for all things track and field. Join us as we dive deep into the sport, interviewing track and field athletes, coaches, nutrition specialists, and more. Get ready to hear some dope conversations and gain exclusive insight into what it takes to become a top performer in the sport. Whether you're a seasoned track and field athlete or just starting off, this is the show for you. So make sure you smash that like button, hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode. Let's get into the show.
Everyone, let's welcome Marcus.
How you doing? How you doing?
I'm good, man. How you been? How you doing
I'm
today?
doing great, man. I'm doing great.
I'm glad to hear that. Man, you've had some impressive performances since I seen you last. We linked up at the Mount Sac relays.
hmm
You've been doing your thing, man, making waves on the track for sure. But before we get into all of that and what you're accomplishing now, what your goals are this season, I want to take it all the way back. I want to know how you started running track. What is your track and field story? Out of all the sports you could have competed in, and you do some intense events too. So, what is your track and field story?
So my track and field story is kind of the same as a lot of people, but also a little different. So I really didn't play any sports until my junior year of high school.
Mm.
One hard lesson I've learned being an athlete is that hydration is a major key to performance. You will not perform your best dehydrated. I hydrate with Eternal Water. Eternal Water is a naturally alkaline, pure, pristine water sourced directly from the springs here in America. It's filtered through layers of ancient rock, absorbing essential minerals and electrolytes you need to perform your best. It tastes amazing, makes you feel amazing, turning every workout into your best workout. I hydrate with Eternal Water.
I never really played any sports at all until my junior year of high school. I had a weightlifting class, and the teacher of the weightlifting class was the football coach.
Mm.
And I basically I'm trying to sound humble, but I would I'll blow his mind when it came to like when we would do like the 40-yard dash and the standing vertical jump and all that stuff. So he was really like impressed. He was like, I want you to come out for the football team. And I was like, I don't know, like sports not really my thing. Never really was. And I was like, you know what? I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll get myself together. I'll come play football. I played football. I had a great time. A great time. I'm like, okay, this was a lot of fun. Like sports might be my thing. Let me try to keep my grades up and get ready and play basketball. Played basketball, realized I was just dunking on everybody, blocking all the shots. I had a great time. And so I was like, okay, I might as well keep it together for track season. So in my head, I didn't want to be a high jumper at all. I didn't want to be a high jumper at all. My older brother did high jump at Fresno State, and I knew, yeah, I just had to do it. Or I knew I just didn't want to do it, I should say. And, and so I wanted to be a long jumper, and I was long jumping, long jumping. I was terrible at long jump. It was not my thing. I was terrible at long jump, but my first meet came around. We were at Vallejo High School, and
Mm.
my coach was like, Marcus, I need you to high jump. And I told him, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. And he was like, we need to win the meet, whatever, whatever. You know how high school track is. So I was like, all right. He threw me a high jump. I had no clue what I was doing. I went, jumped 190, which is 6'2.5", I think, in my first ever time jumping. And I was like, okay, maybe I can stick to this and get a little more comfortable. And so stepped to it, ended up having a lot of success, made the state championship meet that year, and
Mm.
jumped, I think, 6'6" or 198. And
Sheesh.
then, yeah. So I was excited about that. And I was like, okay, I'm going to start taking it real serious, this track stuff real serious. I'm done with these other sports. I'm just going to take track serious. Like, this is what I want to do. I want to go to college. And so I started training uh, in the summer going into my senior year of high school.
Oh, so you was training early. You was
Yeah.
putting work. We getting ready.
hmm Yeah, I was locked in. I was ready to go. So I started training in the summer. As soon as my season over, I just started training as soon as I could. And I started seeing a lot of success. It was going great. Everything was going good. And then COVID came around and I didn't have my senior season. So I was so upset about that because I wanted to win the state championship in California. I wanted to win. And it didn't turn out really. COVID happened, didn't turn out the way I wanted. So I just continued training, started trying to look for meets as soon as I can. Went back and forth through Chula Vista. They were throwing some meets down in Chula Vista. Went back and forth a few times. Ended up jumping a PR of 7 feet and a quarter inch, which would have been my senior year at high school, but I was kind of just competing unattached in for my home country of Puerto Rico. So that was nice. And I ended up jumping 7 feet, super excited. I'm like, okay, things are real now. I'm jumping 7 feet, things are real. I'm excited. We're going to really lock in and make this something special. Like, I feel like I could do something really important with this. And then things kind of took a really sharp left turn with that coach. He ended up, I'm not going to say no names, but we ended up getting in a lot of drama, and he ended up like stealing stuff from my family. And it was terrible because it was like that man was like, he was a father figure to me. He taught me how to swim, how to play catch, all that. Like, he was a real close man to me, and he ended up doing a lot of very bad stuff. So I was like, okay, now I just jumped 7 feet. I want to go to college. I want to get everything out the way. I have no coach, no clue what I'm doing, no meets to go to. I'm just training by myself. Boom, 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 training by myself. And I had a friend who, her name is Lauren, and she was working at Chula Vista at the time. And I knew Jeremy Fisher, it was the coach in high jump down there. So I was like, how much does it cost to get a training session with Jeremy Fisher? Like, I will make the drive to San Diego. I just want to, I want to be great. I want to do what it takes. And it wasn't really in my price range. Respectfully, it wasn't something I could really work with. But she said that Jeremy Fisher would do me a solid, and he would look for coaches in my area that I can, that I could see if I like. And they found this one old coach, old man. He was like in his 70s, this old guy, and his name was Coach Miller, and he was out of retirement, or he was in retirement. And he told me, he was like, he coached at UC Berkeley for so long, and he was telling me like, hey, I'm in retirement, like I don't really want to coach nobody else. He was like, but I'll watch you if you drive out here, I'll watch you. And I'm like, that's all I need. All I needed was just a chance to pretty much blow his mind. And first practice, I went there, boom, jumped 7 feet in practice. And he was like, okay, I'm gonna come out of retirement. So me and him, one on one. Yeah. Me and him, one on one, we just basically did everything together. Just I ended up going to the junior college out in the Bay Area where I was at. I was actually thinking about going to Mount Sac for a while, but because my brother lives in LA, but the commute still would have been a little far. So because I just had to get out of my current situation. But so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna trust this coach. I'm spending all day, every day. Boom, I would go. It was still an hour commute to and from school every day. I'd go, and we just worked every day. Boom, lifted, jumped, everything we needed. Just every day practiced and made it something extremely like important to me, and I appreciate Coach Miller for that. There's no words that could really explain. He went with me international competitions and everything, and yeah, he was a good coach. And one day during practice, or yeah, so he was a great coach, and he got me to a very successful junior college season. And this was this was my junior college season. I went completely undefeated, jumped 216, so 7-1 like 3-4 times, and competed internationally twice too during that year. So it was a very successful season. And then I ended up here at Kansas State one day in the middle of practice. I had two offers for
Yeah,
schools
I was gonna
after.
ask out of because you were killing it. So out of all the schools that you could have transferred to, why Kansas?
So to me, Kansas State, or not even just to me, just speaking in general, I believe is the best high jump program in the NCAA. For previously, where it is now, I just know that this is the coach I want to have. This is the program I want to be in. They know what they're talking about, and it was just everything was too perfect. Every single school every single school I talked to, I reached out to myself. I Googled, I had no clue really about Track World or anything like that. I just Googled Power 5 schools and sent emails to every single one of them. And Kansas State was my only Power 5 school that I got returned in letters, which I was surprised personally because I thought I was well beyond ready to compete in Power 5. But still the fact that, you know, this coach took a chance on me, and he was like, I'm gonna make this work. Because I'm sorry, I'm kind of all over the place with this
Nah,
storytelling, but
that's huge though. Finding a coach that would actually take a chance on you.
hmm
I said this last episode with another athlete because there's coaches out there that will literally use you. I need to fill a
yeah,
spot. This is business.
yeah,
I
hmm
need to win conference. I need to win state. That affects their check. So it's business.
yeah,
And then if you're not hitting the times they want, they cut you. They bring somebody else in. So finding somebody
exactly,
that's actually investing in you that wants to help develop you and that's huge. That's major.
exactly, yeah. I was super excited for this too, because he was one of those coaches who just, you know, he's really passionate about exactly what I do about high jump. He's the coach who's the most passionate about high jump, and he gave me an offer I really couldn't refuse. He told me no matter what happens, as long as I don't do nothing that to like get me kicked off the team or nothing. But he's like, your scholarship can only go up. There's no way we take away scholarship money or spots on teams. Like, we don't do that here. This, and that. And I was like,
Yeah, that's
that's amazing, because that's not at all what these other coaches were telling me. So
right. I've
I was
I've been in the position where a coach told me hit this time and you can take that guy's scholarship. Like gave
exactly,
me the name and
hmm
everything. Targets all
exactly,
season. So like that I thought that was such a horrible thing, but it's make or break for me. So
yeah,
having a coach that's like, hey man, I'm not gonna cut you as long as you are serious about the track and you not doing anything to get kicked off the team or booted out of the school.
right,
We got you here. That's huge.
yeah,
Do you feel like that played a role in how far you've been able to go, how great you've been able to become?
yeah. Oh yeah, most definitely. I think it played arguably the biggest part of them all, is just having someone who could really put their trust in me and allow me to put my trust back in them. Because like, based on my previous situations, like, it was hard for me to trust coaches and like fully like get into it on more of a personal level than just X's and O's, you know. So I
Right.
feel like when I was able to break that barrier with my coach right now at Kansas State, Coach Revelto, that after that it just boom, went straight through the sky.
That's dope. But you said you started track and field your junior year of high school.
hmm
That was a long time ago. Senior year was COVID. You competed unattached. You went JC. You transferred to Kansas State. It's been a long journey, and it hasn't been a smooth journey. But you've pushed through to make it to where you are
Yeah.
now. What has kept you motivated on this path? Like,
That's actually an easier question than you might think. What keeps me motivated is just, I don't want to go back to a life I lived previously, of not playing sports, of not being able to be proud of myself. Like, I didn't mention in this story, but it's a big part of my story towards my success, is that when I was in high school, my senior year, during COVID, like when all the success was working good for me, I was just so invested in track. This was before I jumped 7 feet. I was so invested, and I ended up, you know, being in the wrong place at the wrong time, and ended up getting in trouble with the law. And you know, it's just, I personally, I didn't do anything to get in trouble, but I was in the wrong place at the wrong time, around the wrong people, and you know, being a product of certain environments in California, like, it's really easy to find yourself caught up in trouble that you can't get out of. So being able to find something that gets me out of a life that I previously lived is just, it's extremely motivating. There's nothing I could really compare it to, just being able to feel proud through myself and have my loved ones around me feel proud for me as well. So
facts. Nah, I can respect that because personally, sports has kept me out of trouble too. I'm
yeah.
coming straight out of Compton.
hmm
Growing up in Compton, I got friends that are in jail for
yeah,
life. I got
exactly.
friends supposed to be getting out of jail this year, next year. I could have been there with them,
hmm
but I wanted to run track, so I had to go
yeah.
to track practice.
hmm
I'm running club track. I'm doing extra workouts. I'm running hills and at the sand dunes on Saturday and stuff. So I completely understand it.
yeah, most definitely.
I didn't want to go that way. So
Right.
track and field has helped keep me focused to get to where I want to be. That's deep, bro. That's
hmm
deep. Everybody runs track
Appreciate it.
for. Everybody is motivated for a different reason. Um, but I think it's good to find motivation in some of the challenges we had, some of the shortcomings, or some of the trouble we've been in. Let that motivate you to not go that way. Once you touch the fire and you realize it's hot, I don't have to touch it no more.
Exactly.
I know that. I know that it's hot.
Exactly.
I know that's hot. But being at Kansas State, you said you have, you've been having such an amazing experience. But tell me about, the team environment. What is the team like there?
Yeah, so when I first got here, I came here midway through the year. I came in January because I was just ready to get out of that JUCO. Like I was ready to go. Boom. So I came midway through January as soon as I can. And at first, I wouldn't say I didn't really fit in with the team. I fit in with the high jumper group because that's pretty much who I was with every single day. But outside of that, like the team was just it was kind of segregating all the different events, right? And so that that was kind of difficult when I first got here. I wasn't really too comfortable. But then coming into fall training this last year, and a lot of the seniors left or transferred or something like that. Like it was real easy for me to like make a footprint on the team. I feel, and I don't want to take no credit because we got team captains who do a lot of things, but I feel like this year our team is extremely like all just one team.
Bro.
It's not like everybody. It's treated like a team sport. Like I said, I played football and basketball and track, and I always looked at track as an individual sport. But this right now at Kansas State is the most team environment I've ever had out of any sport I ever played, and it's really fun to see. Like I'm staying watching all our 400, 200 runners. Like I want to see them win. I'm so excited. Like it's really cool, and they do the same for me. And I never really had that. So
That's
this environment here is amazing. It's somewhere I never want to leave. This is amazing.
having a whole team, not just teammates that support you, but having a
Hmm.
whole team that supports you is dope. I've had a similar situation, whether you're on the relay and you got the whole team coming out rooting
Hmm.
for you, hitting the home stretch, or even for you, you about to take a jump and you got everybody clapping for you,
Yeah.
or like that support can go a long way. For you, it can hype you up so that you can, you know, clear those 7. You jump in seven
Right.
feet, bro. That's
Yeah.
crazy. Like, you know what I'm
Appreciate
saying?
it.
So having that support can go a long way for sure.
Appreciate
Um, but it's track
it.
season now.
Hmm.
What are the goals this season?
Oh, this season, well, goal number one, we're doing short term goal. Goal number one, we're making indoor nationals. I have two more chances to make it. I'm right outside of that 16th spot. I think I could get up in there, and then when it gets to that, I think anybody has a chance to win. Whether it's a conference meet or a nationals meet, I think as soon as you in that final, anybody has a chance to win. So I'm real excited for that. I'm gonna get myself there in that situation. But it would definitely be. I feel like the way I feel right now, I have two, three more PRs in me this year. So I think it's gonna be a really amazing year. And yeah, we're gonna make outdoor nationals too. First team All American. I want to win Big 12s. Like I'm a really goal driven person. Even if they seem unrealistic to most, they're all attainable in my mind. So like I think I can make the Olympics this year. I think I can do anything.
If your
So I'm real
dreams don't
excited.
scare you, you're not dreaming big enough.
Exactly. I
Go back
agree.
to sleep. You
Hmm.
you ain't dreaming
Exactly.
big enough. Facts.
Exactly.
You got everything it take, man. I mean, you clearing these heights. You've been continuously progressing year after year. We can see you improving. So, and you make it look easy. High jump is not easy at all. I wouldn't dare try to clear 7 feet. It's crazy.
Appreciate it.
At all, but you
Appreciate
got everything it takes, but like I'm saying, if your goals don't scare you, if you're not reaching for something, then you wasting
it.
time. you know
Hmm.
you,
Literally. Yeah.
you've been on these podiums,
Hmm.
you've been in these
Yeah.
heats, and it's for a reason. um is there anything you're doing now that you feel like is going to help set you up for that? What are you working on in training right now? What's the
So
focus?
what I think the reason I'm feeling so good this year, and the reason I feel like I could just boom, 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 all this is I've never had a fall training ever in my life. I've always competed internationally or not even known about fall training at all. Like I'm just going straight into my season. So I got to get stronger. I got to get faster. They taught me how to run, all the technique, everything. I feel like I developed that in order to prepare me for this season. And then our weight program here, basically, it'll peak you right where you need to peak. So I feel so good being able to jump because I jumped 218. I got a new PR my first meet in December, which I was so excited about. So being able to do that and really in a meet where I wasn't supposed to do that is just like it opened my mind up and it made me really feel like the world's obtainable. And I thank the fall training and really locking in and prepping myself for each meet more than ever. Like I think that's pretty much what it is, more than what I'm doing in practice every day. So
What's your favorite training workout? Something you do that you feel like might help you, or something that you feel like you enjoy the
yeah,
most? Because I got some track workouts. I hear that I'm like, let's go, and then
yeah.
something's like, ugh, that make me want to throw up.
No, I hear that. I hear that. So the one I think that works for me the best track workout, anything. Now that we have a indoor track at Kansas State, we have an indoor bank track. We'll
Nice.
set up. Yeah, we'll set. It's brand new too this year. It's amazing. It just got finished in December. It's we'll set up wickets on the curve and run with the bar on our back, and we would have to work on like good foot contacts and getting over your feet. And I think stuff like that, like little drills like that, help me immensely through like being able to run in a curve because I'm supposed to run fast and then get faster midway through a curve. So it's like it's hard to control. So being able to do drills like that, even on a bank track, is just boom, 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 getting my foot placements right. So I think something like that is what excites me the most because I know I'm getting better every time I do it.
That's dope. What's your favorite weightlifting exercise? You said you've been lifting, getting stronger. You had a
Yeah.
full fall
hmm
training program. So, what's your favorite weightlifting
My
exercise?
favorite weightlifting exercise would probably be the hang clean and power cleans. I never really lifted weights until I came here either, so that's a like I did a little bit at my JUCO, but never too heavy or trying to get stronger just to keep my body active. So coming here really humbled me seeing that there's some girls on the thrower side that are lifting more weight than me, and I was like, damn, like this is crazy. But I started to catch up, so I'm starting to get a lot more comfortable with it. So definitely, I like hang cleans and power cleans the most. Those are really
Yeah,
my go-to. I love those.
it's some girls, there's some women out there that can move some weight. You be like,
Yeah, it
hey, bro,
is.
put another bar on.
Yeah.
Let me put another plate on. Come
Yeah,
on.
exactly. Got me
It's,
in there pride lifting.
yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
nah, that's hilarious. But nah, it's something out there that will definitely challenge you.
Most definitely.
But we got your favorite training workout. We got your favorite weightlifting exercise. Now let's say practice is over.
hmm
What are you refueling with after? What's your favorite post workout meal?
Ooh, post workout meal. So we have a lot of like protein shakes, sandwiches, all that made for us here at Kansas State. So you can go in right after practice, boom, grab your meal. But if I weren't to do that, like if I had to just go get something, I'm a big pasta guy. I like the pasta, like the carb up before bed, get comfortable, let my body work through it, and be ready to go the next morning. So I would definitely go like chicken, pasta, broccoli, something like that. Any sort of stuff
Got
like that.
some veggies with it. Got some protein. Got some
hmm
carbs. Okay, I see. I see. Um, Now let's say track season goes the way that you want, right? You said indoor championships, you said outdoor championships. That would definitely get some eyes on you, some
Yeah.
looks, help you get some more followers, some brands
hmm
possibly in contact
Yeah.
with you, right? Are
Yeah.
there any brands that you are looking to work with specifically? Any dream partnerships out there?
I wouldn't necessarily say there's any dream partnerships. I would just more think of like a dream deal, like something that works for me that won't screw me over in the long run or something like that. So anybody that would be willing to do something like that, I'm more than happy to be working with.
Okay, because it's a lot of brands out there that they say that's they ain't
hmm
treating you too well. They ain't paying you too
Exactly.
much.
Exactly.
Are you looking to continue to compete long term? Right, we got an Olympic year right now, but 2028 is coming, and that's coming in LA. Right,
Yeah.
so
hmm
speaking of that deal, let's say you get one. What is the track goal long term?
Track goal long term is to be an Olympic gold medalist. I don't see a reason why I can't obtain that. I want to be an Olympic gold medalist. I want to do it not just one Olympics, not just two. I want to go three times. I want to do it all, world champs, everything. Like,
3 times.
I genuinely think the sky's the limit. Like, I can keep going as long as I keep my body healthy and really stay passionate about what I do.
I like that. I like that you said that, and I like that. I can feel that you actually believe it.
hmm
What do you think sets you apart? What makes you different?
I would say what makes me different is my hunger, my drive. There's a lot of people in high jump who jump a good bar and just pretty much think they could just do it again. But to me, I feel like I said, I don't want to go back to my previous life. So I feel like every single day my job's up for grabs. Like I got to really make this. I got to make it work, and I'm gonna do whatever it takes to really make it work. So I say that's what drives me.
Yeah, I can feel that hunger. I like that.
Mhm.
I hope you keep that even when you get the Olympic medal. That's how you lead to two to three,
Exactly.
three-time Olympic champion for sure. But I can see that coming for you, and I'm wishing you a healthy season with plenty more personal records
I
for sure.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Last question I love to ask everybody. I feel like there's been a couple people that have answered this question very well, but I feel like you'd be a great person as well, right? What is something that you wish you could have, knowing everything you know now and the experiences that you have, the journey that you've been through? What is something that you wish you could have told yourself back when you started track and field, or something that you would tell a kid in that position? If somebody junior year of high school reach out to you and they're like, "Hey, bro, like, can you give me some track and field
Mhm.
advice?"
Um, that's a really good question. I would say it would just be to blindly like if you have a coach, because a lot of people don't have a coach. But I'm saying if you have a coach, blindly trust what your coach is saying. If you don't believe it, ask questions. And if your coach can't give you an answer, you might have the wrong coach. Genuinely ask questions. Be a student of the game. Study your makes, your misses. Study your bad races, your good races. Study pros. Study other amateurs. Like understand what's working for certain people and what's not. And honestly, building a one-on-one connection with your coach, because he or she is gonna be the one that drives you to that next level and tells you the things you want to hear and need to hear. Like, so definitely being a student of the game and trusting your coach and the people around you to really give you that good advice. So that's what I would say.
That's big. That's big. Because
Mhm.
personally, I've been on a couple teams where I have teammates talking to other coaches, and they get back
Mhm.
to us, and it's like, bro, you're not really locked in with
Exactly.
us. Like, you trying to do our workout, they work out, hit, like you trying to. Now we doing blocks, and you're not even doing the block setup that coach is teaching us. You doing
Exactly.
somebody else there.
You there
So
for nothing. Yeah. Exactly.
yeah, no, I completely understand that. If you got a coach, especially if you paying the coach, splitting some profit
Mhm.
with the coach or whatever it is, you don't be out there wasting the coach time. Follow what the coach
Right.
is saying. That yeah, I respect that
Mhm.
100% for sure. But I just want to take a second to say thank you for sitting down, having this conversation with me. I greatly appreciate it. It's been a pleasure watching your journey, but for sure, it's been a pleasure learning more about your journey and your history, everything that you've been through to get to where you are. You've been killing it in the track and field, and that high jump for sure. I didn't know you long jump though.
Yeah. I used to long jump in high
Yeah,
school.
and I didn't know you long jumped at all. So it's always funny or fun to learn these other events that athletes did in their
Right.
past. I do feel like the journey you've been through, the events that you've done, help get you to where you are.
Yeah.
Whether it's the work that you've done, the skills you developed, the strength you've built, whatever it is, the discipline, the focus, you can take that into other events for sure. But it's been a pleasure speaking with you, learning more about your journey. I really appreciate it. And I'm wishing you a healthy season with plenty more personal records, man. Want to see you on
Appreciate it,
that
man.
podium.
Appreciate it. And the pleasure's mine, man. Thank you for giving me a platform to really tell my story. I really do appreciate that. I do.
That's what I created Trackletics for. That's literally
Mhm.
what we are about, man. Giving track and field athletes a platform to share their story, their goals, their mission, and just shine some light on you, man. So
Most
that's what we're
definitely.
going to continue to do. Continue to share your content. So make sure y'all go follow my boy Marcus. It's been a
Yeah.
pleasure, man. That's
Appreciate you, most definitely.
that's it for us on Trackletics Live. See y'all next episode. Peace.